Hey guys, Super Nintendo here, and welcome back to another episode of 5 in 5. My opinion on 5 topics in 5 minutes or less. Let's put 5 minutes on the clock and begin. Chrono Trigger has finally made it to the PC, but it's a port of a mobile game, and it costs $15, and it's not optimized at all for PC. Well, at least this isn't the first time Square Enix has done this. Actually, they have done this before. They do this all the time. Mobile ports of beloved titles that are still optimized for mobile and they're stupid expensive have made their way onto the PC. They don't even try at this point. I guess it would be more forgivable if there weren't already several ports of these games across multiple platforms spanning decades that are better as well. I have 3 copies of Chrono Trigger at the moment and I don't see a need for the 4th on the PC. I'd much rather have it on the Switch. I don't see Square Enix ever fixing this policy on games in the future, but at least we do have some modern, good titles on the PC by Square Enix, and they look amazing. The ESRB is finally doing something about loot boxes. With the commotion over loot boxes and microtransactions over the past few years growing louder and louder, the ESRB, the rating board that puts a little letter over the box art, is finally going to be signifying if games offer the ability to purchase additional content with real money. While this sounds good at first glance, this blankets everything under one tent. DLC, microtransactions, loot boxes will all be under the same label, which means that it really doesn't do a lot to let you know if a game is going to have these microtransactions before the game actually releases. A shady company could even offer DLC, get that rating, and then add microtransactions at a later time. Also, it doesn't help much since almost every modern game has some sort of paid service in one way or the other. So thanks ESRB, we're back to square one. I really think that the ESRB should label them individually because microtransactions are getting to the point where they're obnoxious and intrusive. I shouldn't have to pay real money to unlock something that should have been included in the first place. Looking at you, Konami, with your $10 save slot. Yakuza 6 demo has been hacked. Well, not really. Last week, Sega provided a demo for their highly anticipated Yakuza 6. It's almost 40 gigabytes and it turns out that it has the full game on it, so that when you decide to buy it, it just unlocks the entire game. Basically, this demo is a prologue that leads to the full game, and you can use your save file when the game finally comes out. But it turns out that if you had the USA demo, all you needed to do was keep playing. Typically, these types of demos are actually trials. They have a timer set up so that you play for 20 minutes or whatever, and then the end screen comes up thanking you for playing and telling you how you can buy the full version. Apparently Sega forgot to put this timer up, so people were able to play the entire game. This prompted Sega to suspend future downloads and revoke the license of anyone with a full demo already installed. This isn't a really new phenomenon. Watch Dogs 2 and Knack 2 were 2 games that were full titles playable after the introductory timer was supposed to expire. While I can understand Sega not wanting to give out free copies of their game, calling it an exploit is a bit much. This isn't an exploit. Sega simply forgot to implement a timer on their game. It's not like you had to modify a save file or jump through a wall to get to the full game. So speaking of Sega, is Microsoft going to buy Sega? Recently, Sega posted some pictures of them touring the Microsoft facilities. So what could it be? Obviously it means that Sega is in talks to sell. Just kidding, it's most likely some talks to bring some exclusive Sega content to the Xbox One. Microsoft has had some issues with exclusive content. Persona and Yakuza have been exclusive to the Sony PlayStation 4, so it's probably leaning towards that. Having an exclusive Atlas title would be pretty awesome, and it'll probably be on PC too via Play Anywhere. Microsoft buying Sega would be a really bad deal for consumers. Have you ever seen what they do to studios and publishers that they buy? It's not much. Maybe this time it'll be different, but I don't think so. Is Diablo 3 coming to the Nintendo Switch? Diablo 3 may potentially be coming to the Nintendo Switch, and I really like Diablo 3. I have the expansion pack, but I haven't played it yet, and if it comes to the Nintendo Switch, I might pick it up. So what reason do people have to believe that Diablo 3 is coming to the Nintendo Switch? Well, Blizzard posted a video of a Diablo nightlight, and people made the leap to assume that the switch on the light meant that Diablo 3 is coming to the Switch. The internet lit up with rampant speculation that Diablo 3 is going to be inevitable. Of course, Blizzard denied this, but you can't fool the internet, or at least stand up to the wants of the internet. I just want to say that people are going to get super sore if Diablo 3 doesn't get announced for Nintendo Switch, especially after E3 passes. And that's it for the 5 in 5. What did you think? Leave some comments down below, and if you have a topic you want me to speak on next week, follow me on Twitter at SnickTendo and send me some topics. And if you liked this video, hit that like button, and if you're new here, please subscribe. I'm Super Nintendo, and I'll see you next time.